Hello, and welcome to the Awakening Heart community of mindful living noon Zen-to-go meditation. We're going to try this outside today because I think, like a lot of y'all, I've got a little bit of the cabin fever going on, and it feels so much better to be sitting outside than it does to be sitting inside, even if I'm doing the same thing. Um, and it's a nice day outside. We have a little window in like March, April, May, and then we have a little window in fall where we have some really nice weather. And you got to take advantage of it, right? And so here we are. And I'll move us inside if the landscapers come around or if it gets too loud. But the nice thing about doing this via live stream is that if you want to be sitting outside, you are welcome to do this sitting outside as well. The format of the noon meditation, we start out by checking in with whoever's here and then sharing about a 10 to 15 minute guided meditation. Followed by a reading from whatever book I am reading right now. Today, I just love for imperfect things. I think the author was a translator for Thich Nhat Hanh for some time, so he references him a lot. And if you're not familiar with the concept of mindfulness or meditation, the good news is there's really not too much that you can do wrong. All you have to do is listen to the suggestions that I give during the guided meditation and do your best to follow along. We're not trying to squash thoughts or get rid of them. In fact, I was explaining to John the other night the concept of attention, and I think there's a movie that's it's a comedy, and I think there's one character who gets like his toes stepped on or something, and then there's another character that's like, oh, do you want to stop worrying about your toes? And then he punches him in the arm. And I think it's hilarious, but I also think it's a great metaphor for how mindfulness helps calm our thinking. We don't have to think about pushing away thoughts, because that never works. It's like trying to push a bunch of junk in the closet. It'll come back out. But if we know how to naturally refocus our attention onto the breath sensation, our thoughts kind of naturally dissipate. When we're holding something neutral or positive in our attention, it's hard to pay attention to negatives in the periphery. So that was a long introduction today. It's been an interesting week, as it seems to be for this time that we've been sheltering in place. But this isn't about my life. I'd love to hear about y'all in the room. If you'd like to, please share your name and something you're grateful for in the chat box if you haven't already. We've got Catherine, who's grateful for our practice. Me too. I look forward to this. And we've got Lisa Robinson, who's grateful for the beautiful spring flowers. I love seeing the bluebonnets every year, and they are out and about, as well as they keep the medians in Richardson very nicely seeded with wildflowers, and they're coming up right now. It's really nice to see. So anyway, we'll kick off our guided meditation with our opening affirmation. If you know it, I'd invite you to say it along with me at home. And if you don't, you'll know it for tomorrow. And we'll do a real simple mindfulness of breath, mindfulness of body meditation today to start off our week on a good note. May we and all beings be safe and free from illness or injury. May we and all beings transform our suffering. May we and all beings rejoice in all joys. May we and all beings be at peace. And holding on to that intention, go ahead and allow your body to come to settle in its meditation posture for the day. If you're at home, you might be seated cross-legged on a mat on the floor. You might be seated in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. If you like, you can use this time and space to practice a walking meditation. If you're particularly drained, you could even lie down. And in an instant, we can drop in to the breath sensation, meeting the ebb and flow of our breathing just where it is. Allowing each breath to give a little lift in the chest. Allowing each out breath to bring us into slightly more relaxed state. Breathing in awareness of our physical body. And breathing out any tension we might find in the corners and crevices. And once we've caught onto the rhythm of the breath, you might find that you're able to ride the rolling waves in the abdomen and chest. And almost like you'd float in the rise and fall in the ocean. And breathing in, Following the in-breath from beginning to end. And breathing out, following the out-breath from beginning to end. Getting acquainted with what the breath does to our entire body. And perhaps a whole new way. At a deeper level. And at any point in time, you might notice that your attention has been pulled, perhaps by a sound in my environment or yours. You hear the birds are singing and there's people walking their dogs. But like Sing writes about in one of his books, these sounds, the birds singing, the dogs barking, door opening and closing, they become a part of the meditation too. And this is really how we integrate mindfulness into our daily life. Knowing deeply by learning that we can stay anchored in the breath. Noticing perhaps the bird song, bringing the attention back to the breath. Noticing any sensations that arise in the physical body. It could be sensations of feeling warm or cool. An itch. Feelings of tension in many muscle groups. Our practice is acknowledging these new facets of awareness as they arise. And then bringing our attention back. Rolling waves of breath. Our body provides this attentional anchor. We don't have to force the breathing. This is something our body does for us effortlessly. And it's available for us to tune into. And the same is true for any internal sensations or mental formations. Breathing in, becoming aware of the mind as it is right now. And breathing out, we allow the mind to calm, releasing any thoughts that have arisen. And breathing in awareness. And breathing out, calming the mind. And we know that as many times as it takes, whenever we find ourselves hooked on a thought, this is our practice. Letting go, coming back to the breath. And I'm going to allow us to continue this practice and enjoy the silence for the last couple minutes. It's one of those days. Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us that all it takes is 3 mindful breaths to anchor ourselves back in the present moment. So let's share those 3 mindful breaths together, knowing that we can carry this level of solidity, this feeling of calm awareness throughout the rest of our day, and share it with those we may come in contact with. Breathing in, a sense of awareness. Breathing out, releasing any residual tension. And once again, breathing in awareness. And breathing out tension, and opening your eyes. And one last time together. Breathing in, sense of awareness and energy. And breathing out, and securing ourselves into the calm that we've created. Thank you so much for joining me in our practice today. I'm glad to be outside, and I'm glad to be outside with y'all. Yeah. So I have been reading Love for Imperfect Things lately, because I told y'all before the coronavirus, I checked out a bunch of books from the library, and as far as I can tell, I won't have to give them back until like June. So I've been going through the different books that I have, and a lot of Thich Nhat Hanh's books, and this one as well are really meaty. So there's plenty to get on the first read. There's plenty to get on the second read, and I wanted to share a few little chunks from Hamin Sunim. This chapter is on failure. He says, when something hasn't turned out well, don't give up. Keep going, trying different ways to make it work. There is no fixed answer, no single solution to any problem. We tend to find the best approach through trial and error. Just because you have failed to achieve your goal does not mean that your efforts were in vain. Failure is meaningful in itself, teaching you many new things along the way. No one can decide the sum of a person's life until it has come to its end. Frustration and failure are a part of life. If we do not flee from them, but accept them calmly, we intuitively come to know what we need to do next. So I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on the meditation or on the reading from today. And the reading is for me because I had a couple things that didn't turn out the way I planned this last week. And it's encouraging to remember that I think when we stop failing, it usually means that we've stopped trying to grow. And it's been a really good learning process. And I haven't lost sight of hope. Because my hope is that, it is, there's learning and there's growth. And if there wasn't any failure, it would probably be a good sign that I wasn't trying to grow as a person. Um, yeah. And there's been a big learning process, I think, with technology in the last couple months. Everything's getting pushed online, and we're still working on how to streamline that and how to make it easier for y'all to connect to everything that's going on at the Dallas Meditation Center. And I shouldn't say this so soon, but I'm hoping to get these noon live streams on the Facebook Live because I know that everybody kind of has their preferred platform. And I think it would help connect us to more members who are already in the community but may not know how to connect from one platform to another. Yeah, and so the idea is to make it easier for y'all to stay connected to the Dallas Meditation Center from home. But there's some learning that has to go on in my part to make that happen. And so trying to go into that with a cavalier attitude, wanting to make sure that y'all stay connected and our practice stays strong during this time. Catherine says, great meditation. It's nice to have this in the midday and learning from failures. Sometimes easier said than done. Yeah, it's time for me to walk the walk right now. There is a lot of learning going on right now for a lot of people. Life is about learning and growing. I hope noon online meditation will continue even when we are able to meet in person. You know, again, Bobby and Cornell are watching this and they're like, don't say anything. But I'm going to be here. And I honestly, I don't think that things are going to go back to the way they were. I don't think that things are going to go back to normal after this. I think that a lot of things are going to um, keep their kind of online portal. Because I loved noon meditation before it came online, but most of the time I wasn't able to go because I couldn't drive out to the Dallas Meditation Center and then drive back, right? I'm doing stuff during the day, and it is so nice to be able to kind of port in from wherever you are. And I hope that's something that we can all be grateful for as we continue to learn the technology, as we learn how to stay better connected. um, yeah, yeah, and I am hopeful, and I'm hoping that this is a good way that we can keep our community strong. Another way, and another important way to keep our community strong right now is by donating. Yeah, we're going to find a new normal in a few months. I don't know what it's going to be yet. But one of the ways that you can continue to support the Dallas Meditation Center is by donating financially. We don't have the jar at the entrance of the DMC right now because meetings aren't being held in person at the DMC for everyone's safety, but there's still the same expenses even while the building isn't having people coming in and out the door. So if you're able to, please contribute financially. The link is in the description below. You can make a one-time donation that I will always thank you for, or sign up to be a monthly donor, which is really a core member of the community. And that gives the DMC some more stability, knowing that they have people in the community supporting the ongoing continuation of DMC. This is our practice of Dana, our generosity in real life. This is how we know that we'll be able to continue streaming and be able to have a building to go back to when we get to go sit in person. You can also donate by phone by texting the word mindful to 44321. Tell me that you donated. Comment below if you're watching this after the fact, and I'll give you a shout out at tomorrow's noon meditation because y'all get to hang with me all week this week at noon. There's a lot of There's all of the DMC's events going on online. Tonight we have Mindful Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Central. Tomorrow is the Young Adult Meditation, Young Enlightened Souls, 7 to 9 p.m. Central. Wednesday is Interbeing, 7:30 to 9 p.m. And I hope I see you at noon. Let's see, and I'll hold myself accountable. Let's see if I can get this Facebook Live figured out, because I know there's some of y'all hiding out on Facebook that just haven't come to YouTube yet. And let's get reconnected as a community. Yeah, so thanks for joining me today. And I hope that you carry this energy into the rest of your day, because there's a lot of collective anxiety in the air, and we get to choose to be that sense of calm presence, that calm voice in the room, so that we can have a positive effect on those that we come in contact with as well during this time, whether that's in person or through a screen. So please join me for the closing affirmation, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Countless beings we vow to free, ceaseless afflictions we vow to end, limitless truth doors we vow to open, and the deepest paths of awakening we vow to realize. Thank you so much. Amitabha. I hope I see y'all tomorrow. And I hope I see some of y'all on Facebook Live. I've got to do some more learning. I've got to do some more failing and learning. I'll catch y'all later.